This is just a quick overview of our kits and everything that comes in them. This is everything in the kit basically. It'll have everything you need to install permanent lights on your own house. The only thing you'll need are tools like wire strippers, and you'll also need some screws to attach the channel to your house. But other than that, it comes with a controller box, it comes with some wiring supplies, some connectors, it comes with LEDs and a channel for the LEDs, and it also comes with some jumper cable and some power cable. And our lights come in two types as of recording this video. They come in these larger ones. These are 30mm RGBW, so they have a dedicated warm white. These are good if you like the walls on your house lit up a lot, if you like accent lighting, things like that, or if you just want a true warm white color. Our other option are these, and these are 12mm RGB lights, so they don't have a dedicated warm white. You can get fairly close to warm white. It's close enough for most people. These are good if you like a more traditional Christmas light look on your house. They don't shine onto the walls as much, and the bulbs themselves are pretty bright. So yeah, they look a lot more like normal Christmas lights compared to these much larger ones. As for installation, it's pretty straightforward. It's not too complicated. You don't need any complicated electrical skills or anything. It's just some basic wire splicing, and you need to be comfortable on a ladder, and that's about it. So the first step is to plan your layout. Plan where you're going to install the lights, how are you going to install them, where you're going to put the controller box, how to get run cables, and all that. If you need help with that, if you need some ideas, feel free to email us with pictures of your house and some measurements, and we are more than happy to help. Once you've figured out the layout, the next step is to install the controller box, which provides power and control to all your LEDs. You don't need any additional outlets in your eaves anywhere. Everything is run from this one box, from just a single standard outlet. The controller box has two outputs, so you can do two different runs of LEDs, each one up to 150 feet long, so for a total of 300 feet. That's enough to cover most houses. If you need a bit more than that, you can get another controller box, and they can sync together as long as they're both connected to the same Wi-Fi. For installing the box, make sure that it's in a dry location. It's not waterproof. Most people will put it in their garage and then drill a small hole through their outer wall to run the cables. You can also put it on a porch. It just needs to be somewhere dry, and make sure to not put it in a tight enclosed area because it does need to breathe a little bit for cooling purposes. Once you have your controller box installed, you'll want to run this black jumper cable from your controller box to where your first LEDs are. So you'll open it up, and it's pretty simple wiring. This cable has got red, green, and black. Black is ground, red is positive, green is the data. So you got ground, data, and positive. So you just wire it up to those, and then just run that to where your first LED will be, and then from there you start installing all the LEDs. All our channel comes in a two-piece design. It's got a front and a back piece, and they just snap apart and together like that. The back piece will have a couple holes in it, and you mount this to your eaves or your soffit. And then most people will put it as far out to the edge of the soffit as they can. That's usually what we recommend. It just provides the best viewing angles for it. If you're using, especially if you're using these smaller RGB lights and you want your walls lit up on the house a bit more, you can put it a bit closer to the walls. If you don't have any soffits, we recommend using this type instead of the larger 30mm lights, because that way you can mount this to your wall and just have it facing outwards like that. The other lights are too bright to do that, and your neighbors will hate you. So if you do it that way, make sure to use these ones instead. So for mounting it, the first step is, again, just mount this back piece to your eaves, and then the LEDs, they just snap into this front piece here. They just snap right in. And same with our bigger ones. They're all pre-drilled. They just snap right in. And you just go along installing this, and then you'll want to make sure to run this gray cable alongside the LEDs all the way from your controller box for the whole length of the run. This is used for power injection. It's basically like a power backbone that you run alongside, and then you tap into it every 50 feet. The last LEDs of our strings have a couple extra wires here to make tapping into it a lot easier. And that'll just make sure that your lights are bright, that they don't have any issues, and have all the power that they need. But yeah, so that's basically it. You cut the channel as you need. We've got some instruction videos on how to do that. A miter saw is the best tool for it. You can use tin snips as well if you'd like, though. And you just kind of go along installing it, doing power injection, any splices you need. We've got some butt connectors, some Wago connectors, and jumps use this black cable for. And if you need, you can cut between the LEDs and splice anything there. But that's about it. It's pretty straightforward. Most of our customers take about 8 to 12 hours on their first installation of anywhere like 100 to 150 feet. So it is a bit time consuming, but it's not very complicated. If you have any questions for it or you're running into issues, please email us at support@Shottek Lighting, and we're more than happy to help.